Let's welcome back to the table anchor Jason Nunez. Jason Nunez is the trailblazing leader, passionate entrepreneur, and fierce advocate for equality. He's the president and CEO of the Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce. And as a third-generation minority Air Force veteran, he has served at the Pentagon, White House, State Department, and Department of Labor. Jason, businesses to get TLGBQ plus inclusion training by TransSOCIAL on July 29th. Tell me what's happening out.
Absolutely. On Tuesday, July 29th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., the Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce will host a powerful TLGBQ plus cultural sensitivity training led by TransSOCIAL. Dinner and refreshments will begin at 5:30. The 2-hour session is designed to help businesses create affirming spaces for transgender, non-binary, and gender-diverse individuals. Participants will gain practical tools to improve team communication, inclusive policies, and customer experience. The training will also highlight the economic advantages of inclusion. South Florida's TLGBQ plus community, including one of the largest trans populations in the United States, drives over $1.5 billion in tourism annually. Businesses that prioritize inclusivity build trust, attract top talent, and boost profits. TransSOCIAL's insights will help attendees unlock funding, partnerships, and loyal customer bases. Space is limited. To RSVP or learn more, visit gogayfortlauderdale.com. Let's work together for a more inclusive South Florida. So I'm excited to partner with TransSOCIAL on this. Jess Osborne, Morgan, Ashley. This is something that the board is getting trained on. The GFL-GLCC board and staff is getting trained on. And we're extending this invitation to anyone else who wants to come and get that certification. It is 2 CLE credits. So anyone that's needing some CLE credits, this is official avenue. But even as a chamber and dealing with the other businesses, it's important to have that sensitivity, especially as we get more trans-led businesses, trans-owned businesses, non-binary owned businesses. And as the entity of the business organization, LGBTQ and allied business organization, we need to be educated on that. So this is what TransSOCIAL is doing, and everyone's invited with totally, and then dinner, it's at 5:30. It's a 2-hour training. We'll feed you. And it's definitely going to be a great event. So,
Jason, education is key, right? And education is power.
Right.
And you would be so surprised how many in our community, how many of the G, how many of the other letters think they know about the T and really don't, right? What a safe space to be able to learn the real shit. Let's be real, right? Not the crap or the misinformation or whatever. And also a safe space to ask your questions. There are no dumb questions, right? And if you see Morgan Mayfair, Ashley Mayfair, they're the owners and they run TransSOCIAL, right? But they're the ones leading this sensitivity training. So you're getting the best of the best when it comes to this training. I mean, they sell these trainings for a lot of money to big organizations to also make sure that their employees know about this sensitive training. They've explored doing this for police officers. They did it at my church at Unity on the Bay for our people. Because again, we know about the trans community. No, you don't. Or you think you do. Or how about you come and you share what you know?
The
right?
propaganda.
And that's where we all know more. Right?
The propaganda and what the media puts out. That's usually, and didn't we talk about like only 8% of people or the population actually have an experience with a trans or non-binary person? And I love how in that reading that that story you read about the event, you put in that $1.5 billion tourism that trans people attract. Because people forget, about the art houses and the palaces and all the other things.
Aquaplexes.
Everything that that is trans-led and actually attracts tourism. And so that is, and in a capitalistic world that we do live in, especially a capitalistic America, money talks. So when you start putting that inside businesses' ears, they start to perk up and start to lean in a little bit further.
Right? All of a sudden they want to learn about trans rights.
Let me learn a little bit more. Let me learn a little something.
You think about the HRC and people that want to apply, even cities who want to apply for HCI certification, inclusion training is required of like your entire organization to be able to receive acknowledgement to get the scores that you're going to get from that from the HRC. So it's extremely important. I know we've done a lot of training ourselves, and I love what they're doing. The part that really bothers me the most, and it bothers me, it's not from their perspective, but when we look at where our government is today, that because of the letter T that's being publicized, the government, like bodies and things like that, or agencies will not send this information out. They wouldn't send it out to the public. They wouldn't let it be public known because they're silenced when it comes to that. And that's so unfortunate. So it's our job to really get that out there.
Get
even
that
more.
word out.
Yeah, we did, at the Chamber, we did specific handwritten letters to all of our corporate partners and all of our larger corporations, inviting them to at least send a rep to this training so that they can take it back and provide it to their organizations. Because all it takes is one person to advocate for it within your organization. Again, to your point of making it known, people don't know about it, or, you know, there's a back way to get in. And that's what the invitation is. So I'm hoping to see the room get filled. TransSOCIAL will put it on, and we'll educate and advocate for our community.
Right. Well, Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the TLGBQ Plus Inclusion Training by TransSOCIAL on July 29th. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.